Have you ever felt misunderstood? Like no matter how much you try to explain yourself, your words just get twisted? It's a frustrating, exhausting experience. Today, I want to share a story that might change how you see these situations. It's about a man named Thomas, a lantern maker known for his integrity. But one day, everything changed. Thomas lived in a small, bustling town where his handcrafted lanterns were famous. They were known for their durability and the warm, steady light they cast. Thomas poured his heart into his work, using only the finest materials. He was proud of his craft and his reputation for honesty. One afternoon, a wealthy merchant named Mr. Clark came into his shop. He was known for being demanding and a bit arrogant. He bought one of Thomas's most expensive lanterns, a beautiful piece with intricate carvings. A week later, Mr. Clark stormed back into the shop, holding the lantern which was now cracked and broken. He accused Thomas of selling him a shoddy product, claiming it fell apart for no reason. Thomas was shocked. He knew his lanterns were built to last. He inspected the damage and saw clear signs that it had been dropped from a significant height. He tried to explain this to Mr. Clark, showing him the impact marks and the way the frame was bent. But Mr. Clark wouldn't listen. He shouted, "You're a cheat! You sold me a piece of junk and now you're making excuses." The commotion drew a crowd. People started whispering. Thomas, flustered and desperate to clear his name, kept trying to explain the physics of the damage, the quality of his materials, everything. But the more he spoke, the more his words seemed to get lost in the noise of accusation. Mr. Clark left, vowing to tell everyone in town about Thomas's deception, and he did. The rumor spread like wildfire. "Did you hear about Thomas? He's been using cheap materials. He tried to trick Mr. Clark." Suddenly, the town that had once respected him now looked at him with suspicion. His sales plummeted. Every day, Thomas would try to defend himself to anyone who would listen. He'd say, "I've been honest my whole life. Please believe me." But his pleas fell on deaf ears. The more he explained, the more desperate he sounded, and the more people seemed to doubt him. It was a vicious cycle. He was trapped in a web of misunderstanding, woven tighter with every word he spoke. Exhausted and heartbroken, Thomas felt his world crumbling. The joy he once found in his craft was replaced by anxiety and despair. He couldn't sleep, he couldn't eat. The constant need to defend his character was draining the life out of him. One evening, as he sat alone in his dimly lit workshop, a traveling monk who had heard the commotion stopped by. The monk had a calm and serene presence that immediately put Thomas at ease. He listened patiently as Thomas poured out his heart, his voice trembling with frustration and hurt. After Thomas finished, the monk didn't offer advice on how to better explain himself. Instead, he asked a simple question. "Why do you feel the need to pour water into a cup that is already full?" Thomas was confused. The monk smiled gently and elaborated. "The minds of those who are determined to misunderstand you are like full cups. No matter how much truth you pour in, it will only spill over. Your words are wasted," he continued. "You cannot force someone to understand you. Get out. You cannot control what they choose to believe. Your energy is precious. Instead of spending it on futile explanations, why not pour it back into what you do best? Let your work be your voice. Let your actions be your explanation." The monk's words were like a lantern being lit in the darkness of Thomas's mind. He realized he had been fighting a battle he could never win, the battle for external validation from people who were unwilling to give it. He had been so focused on changing their minds that he had forgotten the one thing he could control: his own actions and his own craft. The monk's advice was a turning point. That night, for the first time in weeks, Thomas slept soundly. The next morning, he woke up with a new sense of purpose. He walked into his workshop, took a deep breath, and picked up his tools. He decided he was done explaining. He was done justifying. He was done trying to win over the unwinnable. He stopped engaging with the gossip, and people cast doubtful glances his way. He would simply offer a quiet nod and continue with his work. He poured all his energy, all his focus, and all his heart back into making lanterns. He became silent, but his workshop was filled with the sound of his dedication, the gentle scraping of wood, the careful cutting of glass, the steady focus of a master craftsman. His new lanterns were even more beautiful than before. The pain and frustration he had felt were channeled into his art, resulting in pieces with incredible depth and character. He didn't advertise. He didn't shout about their quality. He just placed them in his shop window, letting their light shine for itself. Slowly, things began to change. A few people, tired of the gossip, decided to give Thomas another chance. They bought a lantern, perhaps out of curiosity or pity. But when they took it home, they were blown away by the quality. The light was brighter, the construction was flawless, and the design was exquisite. These customers started talking, but this time the whispers were different. "I bought one of Thomas's new lanterns. It's the best I've ever owned. He's not a cheat. His work is better than ever." The truth, carried by the undeniable quality of his lanterns, began to spread, slowly but surely eclipsing the old rumors. One day, a young couple came in, wanting a special lantern for their new home. They had heard the positive reviews and wanted to see for themselves. As they marveled at a particularly beautiful piece, Mr. Clark happened to be walking by. He paused, peering into the shop, his face a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. He saw the lantern the couple was admiring, a magnificent creation that seemed to radiate a quiet strength. He saw the look of awe on the couple's faces. He heard their praise. And in that moment, something in him shifted. He remembered the lantern he had broken, and for the first time, a flicker of doubt about his own story entered his mind. He never apologized to Thomas, but he stopped spreading the rumor. The town's perception had already changed, not because Thomas had convinced them with words, but because he had shown them with his actions. Thomas's business flourished again, even more than before. But more importantly, he found a profound sense of peace. He had learned one of life's most valuable lessons. You do not need to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. True strength doesn't lie in winning arguments or proving your point. It lies in quiet confidence, in letting your actions speak for you, and in finding peace within yourself, regardless of external opinion. Thomas understood that silence isn't weakness. It's a form of power. It's the power to conserve your energy for what truly matters. It's the freedom from needing everyone to like you or approve of you. It's the quiet dignity of knowing your own worth, without needing to announce it to the world. Think about the times you felt that desperate need to explain, to justify, to make someone see your side. How much energy did it cost you? How much peace did you lose? The story of Thomas teaches us that sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. It's to retreat, not in defeat, but in wisdom. To turn your focus inward, to your own actions, your own work, your own character. Let your integrity be your shield, and your actions be your voice. The right people will see it. The right people will understand. And as for the rest, as the monk wisely said, you can't fill a cup that's already full. By embracing this, you'll find that your life becomes lighter, calmer, and infinitely more peaceful. You reclaim your power from the court of public opinion and place it back where it belongs, in your own hands. Thank you so much for watching. This story resonated with you? Let me know in the comments. And for more content on finding peace and strength in your daily life, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.